Alright, let's move on to the tire part. I'm gonna copy these two so I can get the same width of the original wheel. And then just let's move this off to the side. Shift A and make it a little bit wider. So we're trying to build this tread out flat first, and then we'll wrap it around the wheel. And the first step is to make one of these tread segments. Let me edge extend down, loop slice, scale. This will be the sidewall of the tire, and I want it to look a little bit inflated. And let's do loop slice here. I'm going to press Q until this says symmetry over here. So as I keep pressing Q, it cycles through the three modes. So I want symmetry, and let's put it about here. And I'll do the same thing here. Loop slice. I'll do that one more time. So pick this edge, loop slice, use symmetry mode over here. And then pick this edge, loop slice, click. Alright, so now I should be able to just drag these forward a bit to make that chevron. And then grab these ones. I think I need to make more loop slices here. Like that. Alright, so now I can grab these. B for bevel, move up. So what I'm doing here, instead of B for bevel and then using the blue one, it might go in different directions that you don't want. So instead, I'm pressing B for bevel and then immediately press W to move, and then you can just go straight up. And I'm gonna also switch to scale to flatten it out a little bit. And let's see. I think I can get rid of these two in the middle. And maybe extend these out. So I'm going to hold control and deselect the bottom. And let's move this forwards, deselect it, move this backwards, just for a little bit more space. And then I'm going to grab these top ones, move it up a little bit. Okay, so I want to make this transition here softer. So I'm picking these edges around the corners, and also these ones too. And bevel. Let's bevel here. I can do both. Bevel these. Alright, now we can grab these. So if I pick this edge and press shift space, I get that edge. Versus if I double click, I get the whole loop. Shift space picks just that edge. Shift space. Oops. Make sure you're moving straight. Let's see, maybe I'll pick these top ones here. Alt 4 to pick the border of that selection, and then B for bevel. Just make sure you're not crisscrossing here. go. Okay. Let's duplicate this by cloning it. And actually, before I do that, let me take a measurement here. So if I pick this edge here, I want to measure how long this is. So I can press F1, and I can see that it's 4 foot 2.348 inches, which is kind of crazy size, but it doesn't matter. I'm writing that down. 2.348 inches. Okay. So now when I duplicate this, let me press F1 again to turn that off. So let's say clone, duplicate, clone, click, move. And as I move, you can see that I'm changing the distance over here in Z. So if I type in 4 foot 2.348 inches, that's it. It went right to that distance. So let's increase this a bit. And again, it's A and D on the keyboard to do that also. And I like to do more than I think is necessary, because we can always just pick less of them. So let me copy paste these and move them up, because it's kind of a guessing game here to see how long this should be. But anyways, I'm gonna do Q mesh cleanup to try to merge these together. There we go. So these are all merged, and now we can do bend. So I'm gonna go to deform, look for bend, and this tool is really cool. We just have to set it up a little bit. So I'm gonna turn on snapping, and in the snapping options, so F11 snapping options, I only want vertex to be on. So alright, so let's start off with this tool here with the bend. So if I right click, I get my bend tool handles, and this one should be over here on this corner, and it's snapping to that corner vertex. And then this one should go to the other corner right there. Okay, and make sure they're both on the same one, not on crisscrossing or anything. So now all you have to do is drag this around, and you can see the angle over here, right? It's -336. Let's just change that to -360 and press enter and escape. So there's our wheel. The only problem is it's too big, right? So that's why this is a little bit of trial and error. So let's grab some other ones here. Maybe I'm just picking this line here. It goes across, and then press G to fill in the rest of it. And then Alt 3 to convert it to polygon, and we can copy it off. So Control C, Control V, move it off, and let's do the same thing. So bend, there we go, and just move this to all the way to the corner, and then let's go this way. -360, enter. Uh-oh. Anyways, let's see if this one will fit. Another thing we can do here when we're trying to center this is, if you remember, if I press A, Control 1 toggle grid. So A, that sets the grid to that one piece. Now I can grab this piece and say Control Shift Space, Center, All. And I'll press A again to turn that off. X is for snapping, so if I press X, it'll turn snapping off. Alt A to set the center to that, the tire. I don't know what's going on here though, that's weird. It kind of sucks. Could try to join these. J, 1, 2, J, 1, 2, J, 1, 2, J. J, I'm in vert mode here. J to join them. Hopefully that's not too noticeable. We can also just get that part and spin it under the tire so we don't see it. Alright, let's give this a material too. So I'm going to press M, tire, and let's give it a color. Okay. The proportion of this is kind of different from what I was imagining, so we can try using a fall off to do this. Press R for scale, and let's turn on that cylinder fall off. So see this little light purple line here? It's kind of tough to see. Okay, anyways, there's a fall off happening here. It's light purple, and that just means that let's see. I can see that the purple line is kind of pointing this way when I'm in scale tool. So I'm gonna look for that cylinder fall off and look for the axis. So I can see it's on Z. I can change it to X, and now it should be able to go like this, which is good. I think that's more like what I wanted. So let's escape. There we go. So let me do that one more time because it's a kind of a weird tool. So you gotta first of all make a selection because the fall off will go based off your selection. Oh shit, it screwed up my... Damn it. Alright, anyways, you make your selection, double click, then you go R for scale tool, which is just like a regular scale. Now to add the fall off to the scale tool, we just click fall off and cylinder. And now just make sure under the cylinder options you can pick which direction it goes. So I have it on X, and that's good. Now it screwed up my bolts here, so I'm gonna delete those. And let me just do it again. Alright, and then A to set the work plane there. Go duplicate radial array, right click, escape. Okay, so let's grab this stuff here. I'll delete this one, but this one I kind of want to just keep it off to the side for safekeeping. So I usually whenever I'm building a more complicated model, I'll have a trash layer or like a backup layer. So I'm gonna cut this off, N for new, paste, and let's call this trash. I mean, it's not really trash, it's just in case I want to change stuff later, I'll go back to this. So then I can just hide this layer and forget about it. I'll just have it there for safekeeping. So now this, can play around with it. Let's say I want to have a bulge in the tires too. So let me go to front view and make a couple slices. So I'm using the slice tool, which is under mesh edit, slice, and that's Shift C to get that tool. So you just drag out a line, Shift C, drag out a line, Shift C. I'm just gonna have some lines so I can make a shape out of it. Alright, so now I think we can use another fall off here. So if I press R for scale and then fall off, this time I'm gonna use let's use a linear fall off. This time I want let's look at the options for the fall off. Down here it says linear. First of all, it's going in the wrong direction, so yeah, that's not right. Let's change it to X. Okay, so now it's working, kind of, but I want it to go both ways, not just one way. So I'm going to say symmetric. Okay, and then if I drag these little guys here, that changes the shape of that fall off. So I want the fall off to be in the middle, about here. And I also want it to be softer, because right now it looks like a diamond, right? So let's make it look like a curve by going to the shape preset, try ease in, ease out, smooth, custom. Well, I think ease in will be the best option here to make a tire shape. So now all I have to do is use my scale, the red circle, and that will kind of inflate that tire. Okay, so escape, escape. Alright, so let's see. This is still kind of big. Insides here. Let me bevel that. Okay, let's grab this, Shift V, mirror X, grab both of them, Shift V, mirror Z, and that's it. So now I can grab these ones, move them up. Let's see, if I press V, I'll get X symmetry. So now I can grab all of them and just scale. Alright, I think we're good with the wheels for now, and we'll keep going with the suspension in the next video.